Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Only Kind of Everything. Thank you for being patient with getting some content back out. I don't know if you saw the post on Facebook. There's just been, I don't want to say a lot going on. There's been some stuff that kind of slowed some content down, but we're going to get right back into it today with the prediction on WWE SummerSlam. Now, we are roughly a week away, so there is always a potential that an extra match could be added. We're just going to go with the confirmed card as of today. And the first match we're going to talk about in that card is Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker. Now, I think it's interesting to note that this is Sami Zayn's very first chance to be on the main card of SummerSlam. He's always been pre-show or just flat out never been on it. So I think it's kind of weird because on one hand, you really want Sami to pick up the win, being this his first ever appearance on the big show proper, but I don't think that's in the cards for him. I think realistically, man, you kind of screwy finished and got Braun Breaker, or got Sami Zayn over in their last match. I really think that Braun Breaker is going to get that coveted Intercontinental Championship. And I think a part of that has to do with some stuff that'll happen later on. And you're going to hear me say this a lot. Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. I think Sami is going to end up getting wrapped into that. So it makes sense that he doesn't have that Intercontinental title. Not that it's not prestigious, but you just don't want your IC title wrapped up into that. The next match we're going to talk about is the Women's World Championship. Is it the Women's World Championship or is it the Women's WWE Championship? Bayley defending against Nia Jax. Queen Nia Jax, mind you. Man, if you look at the booking on this one, I think the writing is on the wall that Bayley is probably going to suffer the loss here. Nia has been absolutely outstanding in this run, so it makes sense for her to not just get rewarded in that she's done really well, but this character is over. It just seems like it would be foolish to not give her the world, or the win, excuse me. Even when Nia originally came back, I was like, oh, here we go. Injury central, but she's been extra safe this time. I'll admit it, she's gotten over in a way that I didn't think she could. So, I really think Nia Jax deserves the win here. The next match we're going to talk about here is going to be L.A. Knight. Yeah! Going against your current reigning defending United States champion, Logan Paul. Now, if you cast your mind back to one of our earliest videos, and I say this all the time, not that I'm not an LA Knight fan, but I've kind of been like, man, if they don't pull the trigger, they're going to miss the shot. Somehow Knight has managed to keep himself relevant, not just over, but relevant, despite really never getting that trigger pulled. You never say never in professional wrestling, but I feel like this is a now or never situation with LA Knight. If he does not walk away with the United States Championship, I kind of wonder how much longer people are going to believe that he can win a big one. He won that Slim Jim Battle Royale thing, but he has to just win this match. You can't, by hook or by crook, it doesn't matter at this point. LA Knight has to beat Logan Paul. He has to get the win. And I'm putting that even as my prediction. LA Knight needs to get that win enough that I'm saying, yeah, LA Knight should be winning here. The feud has been okay. I really think it doesn't benefit anybody that, you they're not allowing somebody like LA Knight or anybody to reference Logan Paul's history. And maybe they're just saving that for what WWE perceives to be as a bigger feud than LA Knight versus Logan Paul. But it does seem to hinder LA Knight in he can't really throw the fire about Logan Paul, we're going to Japan. I'll see you there. Oh, I can't because you're not allowed to go to Japan. And it would be nice to have the United States Championship defended more regularly. Yeah. And I think LA Knight needs to get the win here. The next match we're going to talk about here is the Annihilator, Mommy Rhea Ripley, challenging Liv Morgan for the belt that Rhea never lost. Now, I think something that needs to be taken into account is I kind of think that Liv Morgan was going to beat Rhea Ripley to begin with. I don't know that Rhea was going to technically be holding that belt into SummerSlam. So I think, it's complicated because I really think we are at the point for the Judgment Day where there's going to be an implosion. The Judgment Day I don't think is long for this world, and I think that's going to tie into this. I think your two potential outcomes are either going to be Dominic stays by Rhea Ripley and you get a faction of Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, and Damian Priest taking on Liv Morgan, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough. And I think Carlito's just going to be there because I know I had to have missed it. I just don't know why he's with the Judgment Day. So that's option one. Option two would be that Dominic turns on Rhea and Rhea, she turns face and Dominic and the rest of the Judgment Day, which we'll get to Damian Priest in a minute, turn heel. Which one do I think is going to happen? Man, it's WWE. I kind of feel like the teasing has been all along that Liv Morgan's going to beat Rhea Ripley. I don't know if I agree with that, but I do think that's the way the company is going to go. That Liv Morgan is going to get that win over Rhea. Just, if for nothing else, to try and solidify this reign as more than just holding a belt for Rhea. Speaking of the other Judgment Day member, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Ring General Gunther challenging the current world heavyweight champion Damian Priest. And Priest's run has been surprisingly good, and I don't mean that as like a slight. I really wasn't confident that Priest was going to have a great run. I've been surprised. It's definitely been better than I expected, but I don't think that both of Monday Night Raw's top titles, 3 of their titles, if you count the tag team titles, need to be wrapped up in the Judgment Day. Especially given the fact I think the Judgment Day is getting ready to implode. I think it's time that Gunther holds that world title at this point, he dropped the Intercontinental title and everyone was like, well, it's literally just a matter of time until he gets the world heavyweight title. I do think no matter the outcome of the Rhea Dominic situation, Priest is likely turning face. I think that Rhea is turning face. Regardless of the Liv Morgan outcome, those two are likely turning face. So I really do think that this is Gunther's time to shine, and he is going to hold that World Heavyweight Championship, at least for a little while. I know there's a show coming up in that he, I think it's going to be Elimination Chamber maybe that's coming up everyone's like, oh, he should win there. He should win there. It's like his hometown, home country. I think SummerSlam needs to be a crowning moment for him. The next match we're going to talk about, as we're only down to a couple more confirmed matches, we're going to talk about Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. I think something that needs to be kept in mind with Cody versus Solo is this is going to be very, very bloodline heavy. A lot of people are thinking Roman Reigns comes back, and if he does, this will definitely main event the show. But Cody is a fantastic chaser. His time with the belt has been, I don't want to say less than stellar. It's kind of what I expected, in that more often than not, when somebody ends a historic reign, that first title run after ending that super historic reign, in this case Cody beating Roman, that title reign is just never as good. The moment is fantastic, and it was for Cody. His reign is really currently suffering from the fact that it's literally directly after Roman Reigns. It's been an okay run. I just think somebody needs to take that belt off of him and, start establishing a new storyline. The only problem is I don't think it's Solo Sikoa. Do I think Cody is going to win clean? I don't know. This is probably one of the two hardest matches to call, and the other one being the match I'm getting ready to talk about. If I had to make the call, I would say Cody retains. But I don't really know if it's going to be a clean retention or not. But I do think Cody Rhodes is going to walk out with the WWE title. Which leads us to the final confirmed match for SummerSlam, or Hot WrestleMania, if you will, because that's definitely what WWE wants it to be. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Special guest referee Seth freaking Rollins. Man, Drew and Punk are going all out. This has been building since effectively WrestleMania. Even slightly before. And these guys are just cooking. I won't say I've never, but it's been a long time since you can say a feud has been built since WrestleMania and the guys haven't had a single match. This will be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre 1. I don't know if this needs a trilogy. Maybe a trilogy built over a long duration of time. I don't think we necessarily need to do CM Punk, Drew McIntyre 2 next month or even the month after. You might want to save it for a Survivor Series or maybe a WrestleMania. But you're not here for that. You're here for who's going to win. And man, this one's hard to call. On one hand, Drew has been screwed out of every single opportunity that he has had. He got his world title gig. He got cashed in on. He got the Money in the Bank. CM Punk cost him. So on one hand, you can say, man, Drew definitely deserves some form of vindication. On the other hand, he's been the heel, if you will, everything he's done has been kind of douchebaggy. So he's just kind of gotten what's coming to him. But does that make CM Punk above losing, I guess? man, that's what makes this match so good, because it's really hard to call. I've even said that, prior to Rollins being announced as a special referee, that Rollins would be involved in some way and cost one of the two. I think what we will probably get is more of a throwback to Bret Hart versus Undertaker with Shawn Michaels as a special referee, where somebody is going to get in Rollins' face. Rollins is going to accidentally hit them or do something that will cost one of the two the match. I think Punk is probably going to come out on top here. It's just kind of been par for course for Drew's character, and I don't mean that necessarily in a bad way, because he's super, super over right now. But he seems to be losing and getting better with each loss, so I really think that Drew can suffer the loss here if it leads to him beating Seth Rollins in the future. And then they can circle back around and have Drew versus Punk 2 at some point, where Drew can get his win back, and then we can talk about a rubber match further down the road. But that's my thoughts on what could happen and my predictions for WWE SummerSlam in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, I really wish I was going to be there live, but it basically got priced out of it. So, if you're looking for a fat dude to take along with you and you don't have anybody else, hit me up. But otherwise, I will see all you guys in the next video. Bye!